All right. Good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here to speak with you. Special thanks to FedScoop for making this happen and the opportunity here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a concept that we're calling the cyber moonshot. The cyber moonshot is actually a call to action. All right. It's about changing the game in cyber. It's about swinging the pendulum back in our favor, aggressively attacking the cyber threats and positioning us on the high ground. It's about leadership and concerted action. It's something I believe we must do and cannot put off. And our intention is to ultimately stop talking about the problem and actually find a way to act to address it across the board. We want to set ourselves a big, hairy, audacious goal, and they're going to remind me that I forgot to click my clicker here for the first one. To set a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal of shifting the balance of cyber power in our favor, establishing a secure cyber foundation that we can build our future on with confidence, to create real and demonstrable change and make the nation's data secure and the nation itself cyber safe within 5 years. And that's the call for the moonshot. All right. So by any measure, all right, things are bad and getting worse in cyberspace. We've had a lot of talk about this today. And by the way, this is true despite the fact that we have this increased rates of spending in cybersecurity. We have the hard work of so many brilliant people. You've heard from many of them today. And the investments in new technology capabilities that we are continuously making in order to try and keep us or get us in some way ahead of the game. And it's not getting us there, right? The velocity of threats continues to increase. Nation states no longer hide their hands in the cyber world, an outcome that I find actually very, very scary if you stop to think about that. Breaches affect hundreds of millions of citizens and billions of people worldwide across the board. We have active election meddling and attempts at vote manipulation, and criminals seem to be able to operate with impunity. Right? So I have to remember where I am on my slides. I'm going to apologize. I'm not used to doing this one this way. Okay. And I'm one too far. Thanks. All right. So even my parents, I apologize, even my parents at 88 and 93 know that something is horribly awry, right? I never thought I'd be in a regular conversation with them where they want to talk about their personal safety in cyberspace and the safety of their hard-won savings as a result of events that have happened recently and seem to happen all too frequently across the board, right? And now we come to the Internet of Things, a topic that we talked about a lot here today, right? Where the number of connected devices is going to grow 10 to 100-fold in the next 3 to 7 years. Right? This is a world of boundless opportunity. Right? We know this. Right? We're going to get better health care. We're going to get more efficient citizen services delivered. We'll have smart cities, enhanced citizen safety. We're going to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And we'll have a much more agile and adaptive military forces able to deal with the threats that are around us all the time in this world that we're moving into. It's also the world of cyber nightmares. Right? Security is an afterthought in this wild rush to market. Make it smart equals make some money, but security is the thing they forget to put into it as we go forward. You are only as secure as your weakest link, and when you have a 10-fold increase in the number of potential leaks, that's roughly a 100-fold increase in the number of pathways to get through a link in order to get to you across the board. So the numbers are overwhelming, right? And we've already seen Mariah-style DDoS attacks that take advantage of these things, right? So IoT is the biggest cyber threat looming on the horizon, and we can't continue business as usual, right? The numbers simply don't work, they don't add up, and we can't continue to throw people at the problem because the math just doesn't add up at all. So I think we can agree that solving our cybersecurity challenge and making our nation safe and our nation's data secure, our citizens safe themselves, and protecting our critical infrastructure may be the single most important thing that we can accomplish in the coming years. Right? Even across the world, the world's economies are now completely intertwined together as a result of this wonderful thing we call the internet. And as a result, cybersecurity is the problem that affects everyone, right, and every business and every government equally. It has no boundary and it knows no bias. Right? So we used to worry about MAD back when I was a kid and the nuclear age and hiding under desks and things like that, mutually assured destruction. And now we have our new MAD, which is mutually assured darkness. Because the ability for cyber weapons to disrupt our economic foundation of our modern life, damage or destroy essential services, and rupture the fabric of how we work and live and play is very, very real and not the stuff of science fiction. So clearly our existing approaches aren't working and we've got to do something new. And this is the call for the cyber moonshot. Right? When you look back at the Kennedy call for the moonshot, there were 3 specific things that happened. Right? First, there was inspirational leadership. Second, there was a specific call to action. And third, there was a commitment from Congress for the sustained funding in order to deliver the outcome in the end that they wanted to be able to accomplish. It was a challenge that ignited the nation to work together, right? Federal and private, academia and citizens.